It's Barney here from PB Projects, Quality and Inspection Refractory Services Company. Today I'm going to start Section 1, Phase 1, Part 1 of the Introduction to Refractories, obviously created by myself. It is important to note our slogan, quality is not an accident, it is intentional. That's a fact. Just briefly, PBE Projects has a worldwide footprint in quality and inspection services for refractories. The information captured in here is not just from myself, it's from various of our associates and affiliate partners. And this revision that I'm publishing now, there's not much that changed of it from the previous one that was issued, which I've now predominantly removed wherever I could. Except for on my LinkedIn profile. We've had a little bit of a confusing setup with our registered and trading as name, and at the end of it we couldn't continue as the QIRS Quality and Inspection Refractory Services, because for tenders and contracts, as it's now been the case of two recent ones, there was some confusion with under which name should it be, the trading as or the registered name. So for some or the other reason that became a problem, and we just decided to simplify things and continue as PBE Projects, the Quality and Inspection Refractory Services Company. Okay, I hope that made sense. It was maybe a little unnecessary, but bear with me as we go forward. So the objective of this is to offer a basic overview of refractories for disciplines usually working along with refractory teams, as well as support, planning, and or management staff involved in parallel activities. The outline principles are generic for most applications. However, to refer to some degree of detail, reference to the HPI, secondary reforming, and downstream waste heat boilers are made. Focus on the basics of monolithic, precast, brick, and fiber are noted. Some aspects noted may be argued as this is a broad scope cover, and brief notations does not capture all the facts. So as for part 1, what are refractories? We'll get to the rest later in different videos. Let's go for it. What are refractories? Typically, they would be used to insulate or protect assets thanks to their inherent capabilities, which are either all of these or one of these: resistance to chemical attack, resistance to mechanical damage, and the ability to contain heat whilst maintaining process and equipment integrity. So to look at what refractories are in a little more detail, we'll have to ask and answer these points. A, how should it be treated? B, how are they classified? And C, what misconceptions are there about refractories? So for A, how should refractories be treated? A little bit of a contentious point, but this is my opinion, and I hope to indulge you with it. It should not be an afterthought which can be placed on a to-do list. It's an asset that requires attention to detail in all facets, from planning to installing and startup. Saying that it's an asset, yes, this is the contentious bit. It's probably more of a consumable asset, considering that some refractory linings lasts 2 weeks and others lasts 20 years. So it's debatable. But at the end of the day, I'm illustrating the fact that it should be treated with care and respect. How are they classified? Well, on the basis of chemical composition, physical properties, method of manufacture, and according to their refractoriness. Refractoriness is a real word. Go look it up in any of your engineering literature. I've been told that it's an ugly word, it shouldn't be used, but I like it. So, the wrong choice for a specific purpose can lead to downtime, equipment failure, and accidents that can place one in harm's way. Hence, it's important to have it correct based on these classifications: chemical, physical, method of manufacture, and according to refractoriness. Refractories are the backbone of general industry because without it, chemical industries and various commodities and goods such as our cars couldn't be created. Not just cars, knives and forks, windows. There's just so many areas where a product has been exposed to refractories, if not almost all. Uh, well, it can't possibly be all, but definitely a lot of industry is involved or has some involvement with refractories. Misconceptions. There are 5 basic misconceptions about refractories to get out of the way before we really get going. So the following 5 headings that I make must be read carefully. It's not a generic product. In other words, there is no such thing as one type does all the work. There's a lot of science that goes into the designing and producing of the correct type for each condition, which needs to match with the process environment and installation method. Okay. The second point is it will fail over time. It will degrade over time. I should perhaps have said. It does not last forever. Refractories are exposed to severe conditions. They will wear and with time reach failure point by when they are repaired or replaced. Factors such as including a good maintenance schedule and detailed inspection assessments will be discussed throughout as it adds to prolonging lifespan. I've got additional videos coming soon about that as well, so look forward to that. Water is not just water. The wrong water quality or amount can damage the refractory and be detrimental to its performance. Well, why? Water affects bulk density. It reduces strength. It increases shrinkage. It promotes segregation, and it can prevent good hydration. Note the unique differences between sight and safe, or if I can just put it like that, potable drinking tap water. Hint, it's not always about the pH, so don't always just rely on your little swimming pool litmus paper. Important that I've noticed is that everything seems right, but the chlorides are haywire and conductivity is just all over the place. We've had problems with boiler feed water where the people blame the manufacturer for the material not setting. It wasn't the material, it was the quality of the water, and they only tested for pH. So get a general overview of the fact that water quality is important. The fourth point is that similar materials from different suppliers are not compatible. This is not a question, this is a statement, it's a fact. Refractory similarity stops on paper. Just as no two people are the same, no two areas where material was mined delivers the same quality or grade of material. Neither does every supplier add the exact same quantities of trace elements, I should say additives and so on as well, into batches. Now, the fifth point is that weather does affect installation characteristics. Cold conditions negatively affect bonding abilities. Precaution must be taken during mixing, installation and storage. Conditions that can affect the mix is whether it's raining, is it humid, is it hot or cold. But just to quickly focus on the cold conditions. Extremely cold conditions can form free water ice crystals in monolithic materials. This leads to poor hydration due to expansion in the matrix, resulting in poor hydraulic bond. Ice is expanded water and it will leave voids. Do the experiment that I do in our training for our QCs. Take a bowl of refractory, it's just mixed up, put it in a fridge, leave it there for a while, have a coffee, chat a little, go back. What happened? It burst apart, it broke apart because the water effectively did everything that I'm saying. Yeah, it expanded and it prevented a proper bond. So let's warm the water up with that steam line, somebody said. No, the one with years of gunk, rust and oil in it, and rather not. You're just going to contaminate your water and not actually heat it up. If water is not in the optimum temperature range as stipulated by the material manufacturer, which is often between 5 and 28 degrees Celsius, you can do the calculation or conversion to Fahrenheit, it would either under or over induce hydration. And and the various phases of the calcium aluminates in a mix may not react as they are required. That's the end of it. So what makes all of this so brutally important is a twofold matter. First, your material supplier or manufacturer can just say, let's see the mixing sheets or mixing logs. Once the variables does not comply to their installation and handling instructions, well, there goes your guarantee. The second point is, more often than not, it is millions worth of infrastructure that we are working on, and maintaining equipment integrity goes hand in hand with best practice. So do the best with your refractory, look after it, give it the best attention, and you'll get the best outcome and result with it. There we go. That's the end of part one of this introduction to refractories for the less acquainted, I should say. And I look forward to having you enjoy the second video in this range. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it, and hope to speak to you soon again. Please leave comments and contact me as necessary. Our contact information are down here. Looking forward to hear from you. Keep well. Cheers. All the best.